Everybody, it's Michelle from they're not our dogs, they're a family, and I guess that there's no way to change that, and I don't know, but that's fine because they're not my dogs, they're my family. Easter, Easter. Uh, oh wait a minute, I can do that flipperoo thing, huh? Oh no, really? I can't flip it while I'm okay. Mm, mm, ah, this is Easter. Got lots of those pictures on Facebook and stuff. It's Michelle Renee on Facebook. Uh, and there's pictures of my grandkids as my profile picture. So if you're looking for sexy pictures, they're not there. If you're looking for a date, it's not there. Um, but if you're looking for just, wholesome pictures to look at, and the thing about it is my kids are really, really good at taking pictures. And I mean, I'm sure lots of y'all are. I'm not saying that, but I'm exceptionally proud of my two daughters and my son for their um, ability to make things pictures look like I can't make them. I mean, I just can't. So anyway, I've documented on things before, like I think TikTok about my dis. Hold on, it's degenerative. I have some kind of a degenerative disease. I'm thinking I'm having some. I have a like a just something simple like an immune system disorder where it's taking my body's attacking itself. So uh, for about 4 years. Oh no, I can't see y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to wear glasses. So I've been trying to get on some kind of disability here in Texas for 4 years. Um, I think it was the very beginning of this year I had an actual uh, uh, and if you're like an impatient person, you don't want to watch my videos, okay? Because I just can forget words and stuff, but if you can sit through it, then whew, because I think if I can connect with some people with similar, things, uh, and I'm not just talking about the physical problems. I'm talking about the lack of help and funds out there for a single woman that has worked all of her life, and the Social Security office even tells me I've worked and got those credits. I have enough to retire when I'm 65. And even if it's just $600 a month, well, it's better than the zero I'm making now, right? Okay. So anyway, um, so uh, I got on a thing called Indigent Care, and they did me really good. Indigent Care did everything that they could, but the farthest that we could get was a neurosurgeon and a neurologist. There were none that not only I called, but multiple doctors' offices called, and um, Indigent Care called, and I called, and none of them would take the Indigent Care. So I got to a point where there was nothing else that could be done unless I was paying or I got insurance. So I tried to get Obamacare for a single woman that cannot work and is making nothing. They quoted me at $536. That was a couple of months ago. I tried to call again today, and make sure that I was hearing this right. But yes, uh, they found one for $250 for me a month because I make no money. I'm not one of these people that wants to lie and forge documents and say that I'm making any money, because I'm putting myself in danger of going to jail. And I have a beautiful family, even though they don't live close, and we're in contact. And I have people that look up to me. You know, I have granddaughters and kids that look up to me, and I want to show them the right way, because everything that I did wrong, I want to make sure my kids do right. Of course, we all do, I think. And, so, you know, if you dig into my history, you'll see that I was about 35. I used meth for about 5 years. Whether you believe it or not, I spent the whole time that I was addicted to meth trying to get off meth. It's not my preferred drug. Um, I just quit on life, and also was naive enough to believe that she said that I could just do it that one night. And I did want to forget that one night. So in return, you know, it's this. And you'll also learn that I have um, messed up a couple of times. But the weird thing about that is, like, my body won't accept it. And I thank God for that all the time, because, you know, it's either my brain or my mind doesn't accept it. And uh, I really, well, the creator, I could thank the creator for that, because um, some people always have that craving and I don't. Now, my craving is for something to uh, ease my mind. I'm sure a lot of us do. And, you know, I have a problem where I'll stay up for days, and um, I'll start hearing voices, and this is not on, you know, anything. And so anyway, back to whatever I was talking about. I don't remember. So I got, about 2 weeks ago or 3, this elbow was killing me. And the whole reason I started going to a doctor in the first place was because my arms would hurt and burn so bad every night that I would wake up screaming, which it still happens a lot, but I'm starting to think that some of those nerves have completely died out. And it worked its way from this elbow, which is bursitis, I understand, to the end of this finger. And this is one of the fingers that when I wake up is swollen, and is it's the thing I can compare it to is when you're holding a sander and you sand for a long time, that afterwards with a burning pain. But it's weird because I can feel my skin, but I can't feel this stuff in here anymore. I can on that one, but not at the end of this one. But it was a bunch of them not too long ago, because I like doing construction, and I've even got a brand new tool set coming today as a gift, because, you know, I was borrowing tools, and then, like, I was borrowing them from men. And if you're a guy, you know, and you're not like this, then whatever. But I was borrowing them from men. And when I didn't keep in constant contact, or I denied, you know, them things that made me feel uncomfortable, it was give me my tool back. Take it. I know what a hammer is, you know. I don't need to have some relationship with you to use your power tools that you tell me sit and never get used. And what? Like, I don't think so, dude. But anyway, not all men like that. If you like religious music, or just, he's got some really cute songs on there too. Check out Jimmy Britnell. Okay, that's my son-in-law, and he does these raps for my granddaughters, and my granddaughters are in the video. So if you like content like that, his name is Jimmy Britnell, Britnell. And like I said, wholesome content. Um, you know. So anyway, hold on just a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to tell you.
Okay, so anyway, that's my best friend Mike. He takes care of me. He helps me out a lot. Actually, he saved my life. But you know, everybody doesn't want to be on YouTube and such, so I didn't think I wanted to be on YouTube, but to be honest, I won't go out and find new friends around here because I've lived here all my life, and everybody's on something, and they might lie to you for a couple of months or whatever, and then you walk into the room where they're hanging out and they're just like, you know, smoking dope in your house and stuff. So I've just had some bad experiences with it, but I'm a very social person. So I'm just going to reach out socially. Like I said, I'm not looking for a relationship or anything like that, because I'm getting to know me, and I like me when I'm me and not somebody's. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. When I started getting into woodwork, it was because my daughter needed money to go to a trip to Disney World. So I looked up a bunch of stuff online, and I've even made some successful sales. And I started by taking a pallet, cutting it in half, and making a bench. Well, the male that was living at the house came out and took over. And while I lack an opinion, when you take the tools out of my hands, you're taking something away inside of me. And I know that might sound weird, but when they take the tools out of my hand and they start doing it, I can't, like, you know, when you get really mad and you start getting that feeling and your hair starts growing like mine is right now, because just thinking about it, okay, I don't want you taking that tool out of my hand. Like, explain or talk or whatever, but this grabbing the tools out of my hand, no. So that happened. And then I had all these ideas, like I made this cross shelf, which I did sell to a church, and I made good money. And all of my stuff is made of recycled material, so that makes it even cheaper, except for the screws and nails, of course, you know. But I had my ex, Patrick, the father of my oldest two children, which is a wonderful, wonderful man. Very blessed to have that. And we've just always had a really good relationship. You know, once you realize you're not meant to, you know, cohabit together, co-parent together, and, you know, just wonderful guy. So yesterday he gave me 2 nail guns because one got taken away from me, of course, and then the other ones of Mike's are just a little bit too old, and they just kept messing up, even after I'd fix them or whatever. So he owns a construction business. He does great work. Um, but he gave me two nail guns, so I have two really good nail guns. Um, a stapler because on my benches I want to start putting padding and stapling it on with pretty fabric. I've got a lot of ideas for my headboards, and I'll get there. Um, but I also own 100-year-old house, and I'm constantly having to work on her. And with my problems, I get really tired, and I can work for a day and end up in bed for a week. So I went to the emergency last night because I couldn't move anymore, and it was time for another steroid shot and more steroids. And I had been calling for 2 weeks to try to get a doctor in Cleburne to take me on as a patient. And I was completely honest on the calls. I'm going to be self pay only because my friend is paying it for me, and I need something just to keep this relaxed, because I'll get these huge knots and it gets so tense it feels like it's pulling my hair back. And so she gave me a CAT scan, which I've already had 7 MRIs, and every MRI showed degenerative, my hands are degenerated and what? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not hungry. Yeah, that I would need, I need something stronger for my anxiety, and I need something to relax muscles, okay? And I know that Valium does both of those. So yes, I did. When I left messages, I said, this is exactly what I'm looking for, but I do not take, like pain pills or anything, because pain pills don't work. They make me hurt worse the next day. I physically hurt worse the next day after I take pain pills. And my psychiatrist also said that it would be a good idea for me to get on something for my anxiety, because I've got ADD and PTSD and bipolar and a major depressive disorder, and I sitting still, that it hurts. I don't want to sit still. I'm not ready to stop. I want to get up and I want to walk. And I want to make benches. And I want to fix my house. And it's just like, there's this thing, and it's called Christmas in Action in Cleburne. And they're supposed to help you when you're low income and whatever. Well, the asshole that was living there chased them off the first time they came. And then the second time they came, and they said that because I was behind in taxes, they wouldn't do it. Isn't that who you're supposed to help? And I wouldn't even be behind on the taxes if they wouldn't have messed up and not put all of the land in my name. They kept half of it out in my deceased parents' names. And so they never sent me a tax thing for it saying that it was even owed or it was a separate lot. And then I got a phone call from their lawyers, explaining to me, oh, well, we just realized, and it's $4,000 behind in taxes. It splits my land right down the driveway. the hell am I supposed to? What? It splits my land halfway down my driveway. Like, even to sell that half of the land to pay the taxes would be, I'd have to get a surveyor and knock down my fence, and it's just insane. So, anyway, so healthcare for women in the state of Texas. Hello? I'm sorry that, I'm my age, but something has to happen here. Like, I can't get any help. And I have been trying since 2018. And at my final hearing with Social Security, they had hired their own doctor. And the judge asked him, "Can she work?" And he said, "No, she can't work." And she said, "What are her limitations?" And he said, "She shouldn't stand longer than 30 minutes. She shouldn't sit longer than 30 minutes. She shouldn't pick up more than a gallon. She's not able to go up and down stairs easily. Her balance is probably completely off." And he said she's going to have a really hard time finding an employer that can even have the patience with her. And then I go to my psychiatrist, and I'm like, "What do you think about me going to a job interview?" And she says, "I honestly don't think that you can make it through one without crying." And I probably couldn't, because you're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to explain everything that's wrong with you. And they're going to have to take all of that into account. And when you walk into that interview, you know this. And I don't even think that you can sit through an interview. So they had that. And I was still denied. So after that denial, Indigent Care kicked me off because they have to have, because I reapplied, of course. And because I reapplied, then Indigent Care had to kick me off because I can't have it until I have a denial. And I just haven't gotten to that part yet. And then last month, there was a text message from Social Security that said, expect it in a decision within 7 months. But this past 2 weeks, I got one and it said expect a decision in 8 months. So anyway, I went to the emergency room last night, and she did a CAT scan, and every disc in my neck is bulged. I have major stenosis, and it's pressing on, squeezing my spinal cord, and it's probably why it's so hard for me to breathe. And I can't really walk a lot anymore, and because I also have 2 torn ligaments, a torn rotator cuff, 2 torn ligaments in the hip. One of the tears has a cyst in it. Degenerative hands. One has a cyst in it because they grow in those places where you're torn. Sorry. Anyway, so Social Security, they already had all of those, but now the neck one, it's places where I should be measuring 11.5. I'm measuring 3 and 2.5. So no doctor will take me on. No insurance unless I lie, uh, the social worker from the hospital called and she told me that she was on the phone all morning and that there's just nothing for me. Um, I don't feel sorry for myself. I want to make a difference for all of us because I cannot be the only woman at this age that is suffering and not getting the necessary help. So I want us to change. I want us to change it because we deserve help. We are people. We're just stuck in a weird age range. And I know so many people getting Social Security that work jobs under other names, and they're not even hurt, and they go to MHMR and pretend. And I met all those people in my drug years, and then when I need help, these aren't tears of sadness, these are mad tears. You understand? It pisses me off to no end. How dare you give them so that you won't give somebody that really needs it? How dare you, Texas? We are people, and we've been through shit. And lots of us have worked our whole lives, and that's how our bodies are in this situation. You don't get this damage from sitting around. Yeah, you sat around your whole life. Lazy bitch. No, that's not what happened. I'm a construction worker. I work with my hands. And, or I was a waitress, hands. And walking constantly. And this shit happened, okay? So, how dare you treat people that are out there faking it and having jobs on the side and have your own doctor tell you this woman can't work? How dare you send me a letter and tell me to be an electrician? And I also have past drug use. Yeah? Okay. Who hasn't? And if you haven't, then you're an amazing person that you're addicted to something. You're addicted to exercise. You're addicted to coffee. You're addicted to something. I don't sit and hang out with a bunch of dope heads, and I haven't in a long time. Like one here and there, like, and not even like that. Somebody you think that you might be able to help, but you just have to realize that you can't, because it just brings you down and it puts you in a dangerous position. Like I said, if anybody's watching and does research, because I know that y'all like to tear people apart. Yeah, I have relapsed a couple of times, but within a short amount of time, believe me, I realized that even though I didn't feel so much pain, that it wasn't ever worth losing my life again, and that the pain would come back, because I remember it came back. a lot of people end up doing methamphetamines because they're in pain, and painkillers just end up not working anymore, and they don't. Painkillers don't work. Um, I don't know what made me decide to make this. I don't know if anybody will even watch. Um, I want change because I cannot be the only one. I don't believe that. I don't believe like the creator is picking on me. You know what I mean? I think this might be my reason to be here still, because the empty nest syndrome is real, and I always thought that I was just meant to be a parent. And I really lost myself after I wasn't able to be that parent anymore. And then after I used methamphetamines, I never tried to get my daughter back because I didn't think I was good enough, even though I was. But we still have a wonderful relationship, and she's my best friend in the whole world. She's never given up on me one time, not ever. And I know you're not supposed to be friends with your kids, but that girl is my best friend in the whole world. And I never would have made it through life without Samantha Blanchett. I wouldn't have made it. I'd either still be out there doing dope or whatever, but that girl never, ever gave up on me. I'm sorry. I love that bitch. Oh man. Love her. My mom died when I was 7 months pregnant with Samantha, and she's the last person I felt like this about that would never give up on me. Like I said, everything happens for a reason, and she's my mom reincarnate. You know, believe it or not, believe it, whatever. Anyway, let's stop with that. Because I could talk about her all day. Okay, wait a minute. Anybody out there interested in making a change? I'll have a better, happier video later, I promise. And more about the dogs, and I'll show you my new tools. I'll do an unboxing video or an unbagging video when I get them. It's 33:33.